This is the very heart of the game trade right here, is these big patches of private land with lots of wildlife on it. They're often patches of land that used to be under cattle and sheep. And in South Africa, you can own the wildlife that's on your private land, provided you've got an adequate fence. This property's got too much wildlife, and so it's the perfect source of a population of wildlife that will go to a place that's either got too little or that's been freshly rewilded or turned from cattle and livestock to wildlife. And thanks to the value that hunters put on wildlife, you still get all of the meat, and you're getting a high trophy fee from somebody coming to pursue the game. And so really it's become a very lucrative business. It's resulted in millions of acres and tens of millions of animals thriving here in South Africa. It's early in the morning. I'm hoping that out here we're going to meet the capture team somewhere. They said to just look for a turnoff. Here's one of the capture trucks right here, all waiting on the side of the road. We must be getting close to where they've set up the Boma. Jerry, morning, man.
Morning, Ivan. How are you?
Got your Boma ready?
Yeah, just waiting for last minute camouflage and then we're ready to catch him.
Excellent. So it's actually a really simple system here. This is a big V of a funnel. See how the V of the funnel comes in, and then you've got the trucks at the end. The idea is to get these animals to come into the open end of this funnel, and then people will run with curtains behind them. Show me how you've got it set up. So this is the mouth over here, yeah?
Yeah, this is the mouth over here where the netting is. So over here we've got a few game trails that come into the Boma on the middle.
So
there.
this is where the curtain will be, which they draw across, right?
Yeah, so this is the first curtain. It runs to the middle there. Second curtain on the far side, run from the other side to the pole. And then the last curtain right on the western side of the Boma that closes it off.
Cool, so where do you want me to be?
Well, I'm gonna put you on a curtain.
Okay, perfect.
See how fast you can run.
Well, now that the Boma is all prepared, Jason's going to go up and see what he can find. There's several different species on quota here that they're trying to catch. The Boma can take any kind of animal. It just depends what he finds out there. So he'll go up, he's in radio contact with the guys on the ground. He'll tell them what he's finding, and we'll see what comes in. Crucial part of this kind of game capture is obviously your air support, your helicopter, because they use the helicopter to actually drive the animals into this Boma. When you look at how much this takes, there's 20 people out here, there's trucks, there's Bomas, there's helicopters. This is a very, very expensive undertaking. And it's all driven by hunters' dollars. Without those hunters' dollars, this simply wouldn't be worth it. People are not going to do this for a hobby or just for the love of conservation. People do this because there's money involved. And it's the hunters' dollars that drive this entire operation. And it's an operation like this that represents the very core of how these areas are rewilded in South Africa. I can hear the helicopter right at the mouth of the Boma. We haven't heard the siren yet, which means they haven't actually crossed over the threshold. There's the siren, there's the siren. Here they come, here they come. Hey, uyabona vula lo dolo lapha. Vula lapha bichana. Open this one a bit. Open this one. This one. Hey, uyabona vula lo dolo lapha. Vula lapha bichana. Open this one a bit. Open this one. This one. There we go. Never without a little bit of excitement. That bull was just stuck in that thing and wanted to come out again.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's fine.
Did you get a bit of action here?
Yeah, a little bit.
How's it, Jay? Yes, the wind's holding nicely here, but I think we should be alright. We find impala?
Yeah, kind of small groups. Seen a couple of kudu. I'd just like to try and kick off with some wildebeest, but if they're not around, then we'll have to change.
Yeah, if they're not around, maybe we'll do some kudu.
You know, what's really important is making sure that if this wind turns and the whole scent, you can imagine all of the people here, all of this Boma, if that wind is blowing out of the mouth of the Boma, these animals are not going to come anywhere near it. So a lot of this is up to chance. There's a lot of luck involved in a successful capture, but there's also a lot of skill in understanding the wind, understanding the time of day, understanding the terrain, how the particular species runs. And so, yeah, having a helicopter pilot that's just a helicopter pilot's no good. You've got to have somebody that really understands wildlife, having a ground crew that understands what the pilot wants. There's a lot that goes into this. There really is. So they've got another group of kudu at the mouth of the Boma. Chopper's just getting ready to push them over the threshold.
Sliding!
Here we go, got a herd of impala just come into the Boma. Second gate closed. There we go. Yo, Jerry, that's some exciting stuff, eh?
Yes, if you think that's exciting, Ivan, you want to see giraffe capture. That's tomorrow's priority.
So you're going to do giraffe tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time should we get you?
I think we should get up skids up at about 7, so
Okay,
6 we'll start, yeah.
Cool.
Felt.
We'll see you then.
Honest.
Thanks for letting us come and join.
No, you're more than welcome, mate. Anytime.
Well, that's 3 truckloads of wildlife headed off to another reserve. Then there were times today I wondered if it was all going to happen, and it sure did happen. And tomorrow's another day with an even bigger animal, catching giraffe by hand. Here we go, bumper, bumper, bumper. Got to get the antidote into it as fast as possible. One of the things about catching giraffe is, first of all, the vet's going to dart them out of the helicopter, and then we've got to get there as quickly as we can. This is what they call the chase vehicles. You can see this poor old vehicle's done a lot of game capture. I mean, it's just bent and broken. So this is going to be loaded up with people who are going to trip the giraffe up. You may be asking, what does that mean, trip up the giraffe? Well, just stay tuned. You're in for a ride. So we're going to leave the helicopter here. The vets are getting prepared, and we're going to go and find where the rest of the team is staging. Giraffe capture takes a whole team. You need a team of people that we call the trippers. We need to have the truck that's going to actually carry the giraffe. We need the little trailer that's going to carry the giraffe. And so it's a big operation. Moving giraffe, buying and selling giraffe, restocking an area to bring it back to its wild, original state with giraffe. It takes a lot of doing.
Arvin, just so you know, the naltrexone's in my top right pocket, just in case we need it.
Okay, perfect. So really important point there. You know, this drug that they're using for the giraffe is so powerful that if any of it touches a human, breaks the skin and goes in, potentially it could kill somebody. So knowing where the antidote is at all times is absolutely crucial. This is a dangerous undertaking, and the primary thing is to catch these giraffe, but not at the expense of the safety of the people or the giraffe. When a farmer wants to restock his newly rewilded land with giraffe, it's not as simple as just going and buying some giraffe. It's as simple as him paying a capture team, but this is everything that goes into catching those giraffe to move. So this is an area where there's an excess of giraffe. It's an area that's a game reserve where they're going to be taking these giraffe and releasing them onto this newly rewilded area. But as you can see, it's a whole process. The helicopter is going to find the giraffe. Then we're going to hopefully catch them by hand lead them up into this trailer, which will come to this nice open place here and transport the giraffe into this big green truck. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of steps to this. And every single one of those steps has to go perfectly for the safety of not just the people, but the giraffe themselves. We just spotted some giraffe in the road here. Yep. Jerry's just communicated with the helicopter. You can actually hear the helicopters on its way in. We spotted some giraffe up in the road ahead of us here. The guys are ready, the truck which has got the trailer attached to it where we're going to load the giraffe onto. The giraffe is ready and we're just waiting for the vet to come in. They'll assess exactly which giraffe they're going to take first. They'll put the dart in and the rodeo will begin. The dart's in the giraffe. It usually takes about 5 to 7 minutes before the dart actually takes effect. So the helicopter's just going to watch the giraffe. It's fairly thick bush. From the air it looks not so thick, but it's actually pretty thick bush. They're just going to watch the giraffe and try and keep it close to us so that as the giraffe gets ready to go down, we'll be ready with the team and ready to administer the antidote. So what we're doing here is just trying to keep in front of the giraffe. We don't want them to go down and us not to go there. The one that's gone on its own is the one with the dart in it. It's starting to show signs that it's getting ready to go down. There it is right below the helicopter. The idea is to get in front of it, and we're going to deploy the trippers. Here we go. Bumba, bumba, bumba. So what the team is doing now is trying to get around the giraffe. There it goes. Got to get the antidote into it as fast as possible. Here we go. Here we go. Bumba, bumba, bumba. So what the team is doing now is trying to get around the giraffe. There it goes. Got to get the antidote into it as fast as possible. Once you're on its head, it can't actually stand up again. We've got to get this antidote in as quickly as we can. So what we're going to do is, for the wellness of the animal, we're just going to plug its ears here, because that way it just reduces the amount of stress. The less it can see, the less it can hear, the better it is for the giraffe. What Jerry's doing is just putting some antibiotic in its eyes, which does two things. Obviously, it helps in case there was an injury, but it also just helps with blurring the vision just a little bit. The helicopter's going to go and find the next giraffe just so it can be ready. Yep, let's go. Darts in, copy that. So they've got the dart in the second giraffe, and to minimize the stress and to speed up this operation and to keep the cost of the chopper down, as soon as that giraffe is secured, that's why we have so many guys. The guys are going to be loading it while we're getting the next giraffe down. One of the important things is knowing the terrain and knowing where the hazards are. And the last thing we need is this giraffe going down into the mud on the edge of this big lake. And so if it starts making its way towards the lake, we're going to have to get around it.
In between you and I know how to make the visual. It's the one in the front, but I'm going to direct them to you guys there.
Roger, we got it.
Wake up on the front, please.
hear the breathing starting to get normal again. And once the breathing stabilizes, you know that the antidote is working, and you're kind of out of the danger zone at that point. We're gonna move.
There he is there. Yeah, he's beleaguering over there in the far side.
You already got the dart in.
Yeah, go left, get up the road, and then we'll just go that way.
Around the thicket there, and then she'll be on the other side.
Okay, we're gonna just wait for another side, yeah.
For anybody who thinks that giraffe don't make a noise, there it is right there.
Okay, we've got the last darts in.
All right, you ready? Yeah. Okay, we just gotta go find this guy quickly. There.
You see it?
No.
Lying down.
No, stop. Whoa.
Quickly.
Okay, Boma. There we go. Beautiful.
So what we're doing is just leading this giraffe out into the open here, where the truck can come. That's amazing, actually. If you just go slowly and carefully, how calmly you can lead these giraffe out. Giraffe have gone extinct in 7 different African countries. Yet there's 2 countries in Africa where their numbers are stable and actually even expanding. That's thanks to the private ownership model and largely paid for by the professional hunting community. Hunters' dollars go into initiatives exactly like this, where it becomes valuable to own giraffes. As a commodity, they're bought and sold, they're traded, and as a result of that, they're actually expanding. It's a model that's truly working, and as we load this giraffe into this trailer, this truly is conservation in motion. Right, so now we've got these last 2 in the trailer, kicking and bucking a little bit, but we're going to take these now and cross them over into that big truck where the other 4 that we've caught are already waiting. So what they're doing now is just backing this trailer up. And we're actually going to, what they call, cross-load these giraffe into this truck, and this is going to be the truck that actually transports them. So it's hard to imagine that these giraffes that are sitting right underneath us here were wild just a few minutes ago. And now we're going to get these others, we're going to take the blindfolds off and lead them into this truck. There we go. Successful operation. Well, that's the difficult part over with. And there they go to the new game ranch. And that right there is conservation in motion. That's hunters' dollars trickling hand to hand all the way down to the very front line of conservation. These people really are the heroes of conservation. They really are.